You can either decide to move up regardless of who they run you try hold you down, or you can stay stuck because of who they run you try hold you down. Regardless, you have to make a choice. It's not a case that Jamaicans don't want mentors. It's a case where young Jamaicans don't have access to mentors.
And they don't see and they only see a certain type of person and they take those as their mentors.
If the work environment is toxic, no matter how good the work be, I am going to leave. I can guarantee you that. I can bet that on my life. I am not staying there.
And if the money is going up, I am going to stay. I can bet that on my life. I am going to stay.
Welcome to another episode of Beyond the 9 to 5. I'm your host, Oshido Christie.
I'm your host, Carl Johnson.
This podcast will be focused around sharing our experiences and perspectives when it comes down to working a 9 to 5 and being an entrepreneur and what it takes to build that life.
Today's topic will be focused on unlocking your potential for growth in your career.
The thing is, it's a case where people don't go in their career because that person don't see how important it is to do so. And it's also a case where you can't go in a career where you don't like at all. It's like how you go in our industry.
At all, though.
Yeah. Alright, let me say not growing a career where you don't like at all. That's not the right way to phrase that. But I feel like say it's easier to grow in our career or to upskill yourself on a specific career path if it's something that you're genuinely interested in.
I can agree with that one because you might be in a career where they try to promote a certain thing. They try to promote they try to promote certain qualifications. And you might not be interested in that, so you will not pursue that. Mind sharp, that they might pay for it, but because you're not interested, you might not see the potential for growth. So yeah, that is a little thing right there. So I get it on that end, but on another end, if they gonna pay for, fingers crossed, I'll take it.
True, it's a free, addition to your repertoire.
That is true. One more tool in the toolbox.
I feel like it's important to take advantage of these opportunities because you never know where life will give you.
Yeah.
Right? You can on a career path at the moment, let's say in the bridge job, because everybody start in a majority of people start in the bridge job. In that bridge job, you can gain opportunities to upskill yourself or to elevate from one position to the next. However, if that is a bridge job that you don't necessarily like working at that company, whether because of management or whether because of clients, you're not really going to want to stay there. And some persons don't see the importance of upskilling because some people be like, me just there for your time. Why me go up in a position? But at the end of the day, you don't know how long that time frame will be.
I love how you said that. Some persons look at it like that because I've heard persons speak on the fact that, all right, me I work, was a whole job I feel like a year, 2 years, they do for 5 years later. Same job,
same position,
same qualification, and then when someone pops up that is newer
and get promoted,
right? Or somebody that was there with them and upgrade themselves. Boy, say. Oh,
exactly.
You had the opportunity.
You never put yourself in the position.
That is it. And then I think persons should identify the bridge job. Identify it and keep it in your thoughts. Because if it's a bridge job, every day you wake up and know that I'm going to move from this job. Don't make 5 years later catch you. Don't make responsibilities catch you in the job so you can't leave.
People find it hard to keep themselves accountable. And because people find it so hard to keep themselves accountable, it's hard to grow in a job that they don't like. Because now you're unable to keep a promise you made to yourself in terms of what you will do to grow in that career path. Sometimes the promises that you make to yourself, you have to live upon them every day.
That is it.
You have to remember them every day. You have to remember why you make those promises to yourself.
That is it.
If it's a case where you're going to be in that bridge job, it might as well you work towards your goal.
Yep.
What's the point of being in the bridge job and you're like, I'm here for 5 years, okay? You're looking on promotion yet? No, I don't really want a promotion.
Upskill yourself? No. Not it.
Bro.
So if the first step really then, if we're looking at it, we break down everything, is being aware of where you are and where you want to be in terms of career growth.
Yeah.
Being extremely aware and intentional. Yeah, but be extremely aware of where you are and where you want to take it and where you want to move forward. That is it. That is a big part of it. From there, acknowledge that things are always evolving. If you look at the world now, the other day I sent Shido some information for a course that I saw. Beautiful course, kind of expensive though. Yeah. But beautiful course. But they did not have anything about AI. And
And that at the same world ago.
yeah, that's where the world is going. Right? So the course was there, but they did not have anything about AI. So sometimes when I look into progress, search yes or no, search yes, and try to keep and be tapped in and realize where the wind is blowing. Because the course was good, but there's nothing about AI, so it wasn't relevant.
Mm-hmm.
It's not relevant any at all. They're gonna be a big money. Good course, by the way. Good course, but it never made no sense. Not relevant. It would
True.
have been relevant like in 2019, to be honest.
Yeah. Roughly
Yeah,
around that time,
2019.
for true. It
Because
would be prime around
yeah,
2019.
2019. Yeah, but nothing about AI, so it made no sense.
I believe that if it's a case where you're in a job, right?
Mhm.
And you're looking to upskill yourself. There's the option of upskilling via course and there's the option of upskilling via promotion. Both options are great options. However, options of upskilling via promotion, I would say, is more valuable than option of upskilling via course, depending on your direction and where you're going on your timeline. Upskilling via promotion is faster, gives you hands-on experience, and you immediately have a track record. Upskilling via course takes a longer time, but now you have a certificate to prove that you're qualified for this. But some companies value the experience over the qualifications. What I think would be the best course of action to do, if you're in a company and you're looking to upskill, promotion is available, but you don't like the support staff, the persons who you'll now have to be working in close proximity with. I would say still take the promotion, but put like a timeline on it, depending on how toxic the work environment is. You can take that promotion, work that promotion for 6 months, and at the same time trying to do a course for that position. Let's say supervisor management. You get the option to upskill, you get a promotion option, take the promotion, do the course. Now you have the hands-on experience and now you have the certification. If it's a case where you take the position, you don't like the position, you can pivot to a different career path, a different industry, or just a different company. But now you have not only the track record to prove that you've done this hands-on, but you're also doing a course
So you
on
have the
this as well.
certificate
So
to
you have the
prove.
certificate and you have the position itself. I think that would be the best way to go about it instead of looking at one or the other. Because if you look at someone position in the company and be like, you know, I work with this person, so you decide to stick in the position where you're at. Call center. We go use call center reference. So if it's a case where there's a promotion available, but you decide not to take the promotion because persons who you'll know have to be working with you don't like their attitude, guess what? Now you're allowing external force to stun your growth. That's your choice. You can either do it, get the promotion, work towards your goals, focus on you and not let external factors affect you, or you can do the cowardly thing, right? Which is stick in your position, because you're afraid of confrontation and work on the course. At the end of the day, it is very important to find means and ways to upskill yourself. Because how you go in our industry for 20 years and I work the same position at 6 different companies.
You see, in terms of situations like that, now we can understand when the supervisor or management brings someone from outside.
Yeah. In a case like that, we understand that.
We can understand because I'm sure they're saying they're looking hints here and there. You know, this is going on. Or they would expect you to want to try to look for something to upgrade yourself, get your certification on. But no, it's done there for 20 years. Because a young person come in, just a certificate, no experience. Or sorry, a little bit of experience come in. And guess what? They're working for them. So I can understand that 100%. You understand that? I'm going to say, we believe that upscaling yourself and moving up is your responsibility.
Yeah.
100% your
That is true.
responsibility.
Whether you like it or not, whether you like the person or not,
It's your responsibility.
it's your responsibility. You can either decide to move up regardless of who they're on you try hold it down, or you can stay stuck because of who they're on you try hold it down. Regardless, you have to make a choice.
Exactly. And in terms of that, you don't know where the wind can blow now. You can be at a job out here, have the experience. I've seen it happen. Persons have the experience out here and they go overseas and they need a certificate. qualification. They need something and they don't have it. So like you can make persons determine like how you are going to live. There are just a footnote in your story. You know. Once you look at them like that, there are a minion of the antagonists in your story.
Yeah,
You're not
man.
gonna give them antagonists like
Too much power that.
too much power. Right? And once you accept that and you look at them like that, doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter any at all because you get what you're supposed to get, you move on to bigger and better. And you come back down 20 years later.
SpongeBob voice.
Yes, SpongeBob voice. Same place there, you know, you excel. So yeah, it's your responsibility. But just know.
And this is not something you just get up and just happen. You don't just get up and this just happen. You don't just get up and a promotion fall in your lap. You don't just get up and you find the ideal course where you've been a dream about.
Mm-hmm.
These are things you have to set in motion. You need to identify the field that would work best for you.
That is it.
And try to align yourself with that. First, you have to evaluate whether you have the resources and mental fortitude needed to get into that industry in the first place. Once you've made that assessment, then you can now go about planning around that. All right, I'm working a job. I'm getting 40,000 a fortnight. I'm doing a course. This course, it's free because you're doing it via Heart. The course is free. You work 8 hours. You do the course twice a week. The work environment you have is toxic. However, you need to do it so that you can make it to the end of the course so that you can now pivot using the certificate that you currently have. What you can do in the meantime, try understand the industry that you're trying to break into. You're now doing the course, you're working a 9 to 5. Let's just say you don't have gym, you don't have any other responsibilities. You have enough time now to do some research on your end. Find companies, and these companies doesn't have to be local companies, they can be international companies.
Yep.
And Jamaicans have the idea that you can't get good international companies to work with here in Jamaica. But that's a lie. A lot of persons are doing it. Some persons are doing it in a call center fashion where they take call for international companies. Some persons are doing it as a virtual assistant type deal.
I have something to say though.
Yeah.
You say Jamaicans don't think they can get in contact with good companies. What is good though? Because I see other persons, to be honest, they want it all together. They want everything 100% together. And most of the times you won't get that. You have to start somewhere.
Yep.
I always say to them, if you're broke, you need to get busy.
No, productive.
Sorry. Productive.
All right.
Trying to paraphrase our music right there. But if you're broke, you need to just get something going on, get some motion. And then from there, move on.
You can't broke and busy.
Can't broke and busy.
Broke and productive.
Broke and productive. So opportunities are out there, you just have to pick up. Yeah, you get what I'm saying.
Pick your poison.
Pick your poison.
The thing is, when it comes on to identify if a company is a good fit for you or not, or what is a good company, depends on your personal perspective or personal preferences.
How you can handle.
Exactly. Some people, like me don't look for the pay, I look for the work environment. The pay has to be sufficient, obviously, or else it's not going to make no sense. But I am not the type of person to function well in a toxic work environment. So I always prioritize that.
Some people like me look for the pay.
Yeah.
If the pay is right,
then you sit down in a toxicity.
I will see
with a gas mask.
With a gas mask. Right. I will sit in it and I will put on my gas mask and I will work. I will cover up myself. So yeah. That could be for real, man. But yeah, man. Man.
Exactly. So we prioritize different things. Because if the work environment is toxic, no matter how good the work be, I am going to leave. I can guarantee you that. I can bet that on my life. I am not staying there.
And if the money is going off, I am going to stay. I can bet that on my life. I am going to stay. Right? Yeah.
Oh, so,
yeah. Guys.
Yeah, two different type of person in this world.
Yeah, man.
Red and blue.
Red. Yeah, man. I tell you.
Oh, God.
I will stay. I will stay. So I'm not even discussing that, guys. I will stay. Most definitely. Good man.
Sure, bro. But find out what's important to you. Benefits, pay, environment. What is it?
When we speak about toxicity, toxicity, we don't mean like a personally toxic person. Yeah, person. We mean like if the structure or the system is toxic. If the workspace is from top down toxic, bottom up toxic completely. That's what we mean. But still, I would say the money is good enough.
Adding to what Carl said, toxicity, it varies. Because some people say they work at a toxic company or in a toxic environment.
But they just don't like the people
But
in person.
what I don't think that's the case either, because it can be a case where what can happen is the persons who you're working with are not toxic, but the company structure and the rules and regulations of the company create a toxic environment.
Yep.
And then you have cases where the company structure itself is relaxing, but because of some overly zealous manager or supervisor, they create a toxic environment. Those are the two types of toxicity.
We can make a reference to the last episode, because once you say toxic, it will test your resilience. For me, it's a test of resilience. Right? It's a serious test of resilience. I said it last time. Once you're coming out of an extremely toxic environment and you're going to a lower toxic environment, it's like nothing.
True.
It's like a fish. It's like a fish going into the ocean. Yeah, so yeah, we can survive sometimes.
Sometimes by sacrificing your mental state. Yes. No. Nigga said yes.
You have to sacrifice something, guys. I pick my sacrifice, right? I pick my sacrifice. Right? I pick my sacrifice.
Yeah, I'm not a Carl. Well, technically I am, but that's besides the point. Voluntary work, I don't think people really look into that at Jamaica like a lot of persons, because it can be the key to opening the door for growth in your career. Because in a voluntary work, you can get access to persons you'll never be able to get access to otherwise.
That is a fact, right there.
Somebody said something to me other day. Some doors you can't pay to get into, you have to volunteer to get into them. And voluntary work can be that key for you. By volunteering, put yourself in a circle of persons who not only volunteer, but have backgrounds that you don't know of. And sometimes in voluntary work, you might meet persons who may not openly tell you what career they're in or what exactly they do or who they have access to. The only way you get to know that is by constantly being in these environments, having casual conversation, and then boom, an opportunity shows up.
And I realize this. Some persons see voluntary work as like, me not give enough free work. You have to pay me for my time.
Your time not that valuable. Sorry.
To be honest, it's not. Your time is not that valuable. It's not as valuable as you think it is.
Really
because
not valuable,
most of the persons who say that they ain't doing a thing, like they're not doing at all. Nothing.
Most of the time, them person was sitting in the same position for 25 years.
30 years.
All right. They were for some years. Why am I going to take advice from somebody who don't do it for money?
Exactly.
Kind of make no sense, bro.
No sense at all.
To be honest, people always say that, but it's not even taking advice from someone who don't know where you want to be in life. It's someone who is not progressing in life at all.
I was going to say that, because I'll take advice from someone who is on the journey, who is actually moving forward, but not someone who is stagnant and not doing nothing.
Not doing nothing.
Yeah.
Bro, you're not doing anything and you want to give me advice? Bro,
no, man. Keep your advice. I'm good.
Keep it.
I'm going to reference someone that said, I know man is an island, but not every island I want to go to.
Yeah.
I know every island I want nothing from.
Exactly.
You can't keep whatever you have over there.
Bro, me take advice from anybody who are looking for progress in a life on the same path, and they are going in the same direction. Elevation.
That is it.
But if you're stagnant, bro, don't give me advice, bro. Keep that to yourself. Your opinion don't that valuable.
Nope.
I tell you that, bro.
Facts. Big facts.
Don't give me advice, dog.
Because other day, a young lady, I know her, she was going to a tertiary institution, and she had some voluntary work to do. And she let me say, Carl, if I make volunteer work, I'm like, yeah, give me a few. I reached out to somebody that I knew, and I made the connection happen. I met her, brought her to the person up by the location. She met the person. I told the person, this is who she is. She's trying to do some volunteer work, blah, blah, blah. Young lady said to me, oh, they ain't gonna pay me. I'm like, what?
Is that how volunteer work work? Google it and let me know. I'm curious.
She said that to me, she said to me, I did, I made the personal link. I said, make sure work hard. Bone. Bone. Look hard, dead. I'm saying work hard to the bone, and she was right there. I'm saying, man, work hard, man. Me be slave driver. What you talk about?
I mean,
who you talk to?
Slave master, right? Go to school for this.
And then she did her thing. Obviously, thing got signed and everything, but that is the mentality we need to take out of our heads. Some persons, quote unquote, volunteer because they know nothing better to do.
True.
Some persons volunteer because they know nothing better to do, and they actually say it is the right thing to do. For me, I've been volunteering for a long time. It's just recently that I've stopped, and the reason why I've stopped recently is this: it should mean something. We are talking about excelling in work and all these things, and what persons can real no fear.
True.
Persons can tell any volunteer work that you're doing, it should actually mean something. You should go there and say, all right, this is something that I want to take on, not just because of mark off a little list or a checklist, but it's something that I see like, wow, this can make a change. I can be a positive impact wherever I am.
Mm-hmm.
And I can make someone look at me as an example and say, I want to be like that person. Even if I'm not a good person, but in that moment in time, then see me, I want to be like that person. So it should mean something in terms of volunteer work. I feel strongly about it. It should mean something.
Can't tell, man.
Yeah, it means it, man. You can't just do it just because. People can't tell. And the persons who you can get opportunities from, they can't tell if you're genuine or not.
And a lot of those people know that some persons come to do volunteer work just to gain access.
Just to gain access.
And because of that, they withhold access.
They withhold access.
And they will test you. They will test you.
I think we said it in a previous episode. You have to go. You said it. They will see your genuinity. They will see it. They can tell. And if you're just going in there for access, you're not bringing anything to the table.
Nope.
Right? You're just going, looking on the table, trying to get a seat. They can tell they're not going to get a seat.
And if you want a seat, you want to try thief on apple.
All right. No, you ain't get no apple. Even a drink of water.
Hey, you're dead younger, man.
Dead. Sorry. Aggressive, but y'all get what you're saying.
Yeah. Some topic we just feel really strong about.
Yeah, but yeah. That is a big part of it, guys. That is a big part of it.
Volunteer work, if done right, can definitely help you advance in your career. You just have to be genuine about it.
Yes.
And even if you're not genuine about it, do it for a cause
that you feel strongly enough about.
Yeah.
I think Mobia has a Street People Liberation Movement. I think Red Cross have their thing. Yeah, you can do all of those things and you can get access. And you can actually do something good. Right, do those things. Kiwanis Club, you might be surprised. Kiwanis Club are like Lions Club. You're trying to move up, right? This is kind of off topic, but in the same breath, you're trying to move up and you get a qualification, nothing is going on for you. You join Kiwanis Club. You know that your supervisor or your manager is a part of Kiwanis Club. They'll be like, Sheila, never know you're a part of Kiwanis Club or Lions Club. Look at that. You get a closer connection with that person because they see that you're volunteering, you're doing something for a good cause, especially in their space. You can get a promotion just like that. Yeah, so you never know.
True. People look out more for you when they say, when you share this a similar cause.
That is it.
People respect people who are go after something.
That is it.
Because a lot of persons these days, it's either them not go after something or they not go after it the right way. And if they are, they not vocalize that. Not saying you should go about telling everyone what you're doing and telling everyone your business, but you should know who to share certain information with and how to share it with them. And you should know whether or not you should be able to sense whether or not that person will be able to assist you, or if given the opportunity, they will open a door that you will be able to walk in.
And then again, I throw back to our previous episode. You open the door first, right?
Value.
You bring value, and we always say this now. Once you can bring value and demonstrate value, you can move up. So assess yourself. Know where you want to go. Look for opportunities to move up. Look for opportunities to qualify yourself. Put in the extra work to move up. If it's volunteering, it's taking on extra work. And from there, even if you don't move up, that part on your resume will say a lot. Once you go into an interview, you can say, I did this, I was whatever. And from there, you can learn something that is as close to perfect for you. And then know which side you're picking. It's either you're picking, I can live in a taxi city. This is my house. Or I need to just take a break from this and just zone back in and jump back in it. But yeah, that is it, guys.
True. And you have to pick a side for true, you know?
Yeah, man.
You have to pick a side. It's either you can live in a toxicity or you can't. There is no in between.
Or you can learn to live in a toxicity. You won't need more people over here.
Yo, listen, you see, if you can do it, you do it. I am not joining that side. I am not.
Yeah, man. But yeah, you have to pick a side, man. You have to pick a side. You can't be half-assed, and you can't just be stuck in the planning stage. You need to pick a side and do what you need to do.
And I'm glad you mentioned that. Some people, they're stuck in the planning stage of their life. And you're going to hear this 20 years reference a lot, but it's the truth.
25 years later.
Exactly. Bro, how come you started working at 18, 30 or 35? You're still in the exact same position. Your lifestyle still remain the same. You hardly make no progress at all. And guess what? Now you have 2 pitney.
I was gonna say that. I almost said that.
Bro,
we love kids over here now, but that's a step back, guy.
how you manage to pull that off? You're a different breed.
Magic.
I tell you.
different breed. That is the thing, I know, guys. Plan out your life and plan out the responsibilities. Those things can be planned. But plan out your life and plan out the responsibilities, because you don't want to be in a state where you're constantly grinding and you can't get the qualification. You see the value in the qualification, but you have too much responsibilities to actually go and get it. You're stuck.
True, because some people are held back by responsibilities.
And then once you're stuck, some persons, it's not the job that gets them, it's not the toxicity. It's the fact that they are stuck that gets them. The fact that they can't move forward. And the fact that if they try to leave, stress. Or they stuck kill them. So plan out your life.
And believe that persons with a lot of responsibilities, if they're looking to elevate in their career, they're going to have to sacrifice something. It's a must. Because if you're stuck right now, there are 2 options. Wait it out or cut off a limb so that you can move forward. Those are the 2 options.
So I'm serious, but it's true.
It is true, because you have work, kids, bills, you have all of these things. All of a sudden, your finances now stretch far enough and your time don't seem like it's enough. Do an evaluation of your situation. What has to stay and what maybe can go. You see, anything we follow that maybe region there, think about it hard.
Yep.
Hard. Because if you can cut off that temporarily, or let's not say cut it off, but move it aside for the time being, that gives you more time and more resources to advance even with all your responsibilities.
And then we spoke about it last episode, certain vices. People might say vices as like a need. It's not a need. It's a want.
True.
And once you think about it like that, then you can cut it off. That vice could be costing your money. It could be costing your mental concentration. And you might need that money, that mental concentration, and that time to grind and do what you need to do. You might be, for example, friends. Sometimes you have to just put the friendship. We're still cool. A dog. Right? Put it aside and you need to do what you need to do to upgrade yourself.
True.
And relationship too.
Hey,
sorry, I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about that.
No, can't talk about that because we not agree. But if I want a different side of life.
Do I agree? No, I not agree. Maybe you say, well, your partner have a lot to do, though, you do it.
You see, if you're on a party, you feel like you have to put your partner on one side for go up on the party, you're the wrong partner. You're the wrong partner.
Yeah, wrong partner. So if you need to put that young lady or that young man aside, yeah, you just
wrong young man or wrong young lady. That your partner's supposed to help uplift you. Your partner's supposed to can come in and say, yes, sir, we are do this. Watch out, we are move now.
No.
Lift up.
Just not necessarily like that, but yeah, you always.
Yeah. They're supposed to be that person which power. When you share ideas and you hear them talk, you get excited. You feel like you can do it. No, you're ready.
They're supposed to can. So what go on then on a promotion in your place.
Yeah.
And you should be receptive enough not to take it as like maybe they be a want me more money.
Yeah.
But like, oh, she wants me to be better. She wants us to be better. So if the person can be receptive like that and does not have that energy, right? Yeah.
And if you also be careful of persons who come in our relationship cloaked in the idea that they want good for you. Because it can be a case where they want you to uplift, but they never talk about uplifting themselves.
Yes.
They want you to uplift so that they can depend on you more and stop doing what they're doing. Persons who really want you to uplift want to uplift themselves as well. They don't just want upliftment for individuals. They want upliftment for the household. And that's what you need.
Because with a person like that, all the things that are distracting you at that point in time, they will say, all right, I'm going to hold it down until you sort out your thing. We always hear about this, guys is sending a girl to school for how much years. We hear the bad stories, but I'm sure there are success stories to that. I am sure. It can't all be bad.
It cannot all be
Can't
bad.
all be bad.
Negativity easy to catch a fire, bro.
Yes, guys.
Negativity
Easy.
blow up fast.
And
Positivity?
you know that you said something to me when I realized too. We should have said this earlier. He says negativity easy. I think we have all heard about certain jobs where like they say like some person and say, boy, you know, say if you go off it, do it hard and this and that, blah blah blah. Now make nobody tell you nothing. For real, for real. Assess it with your frame of mind. See if you work with it with your framework, with your life. Pursue that opportunity if you deem it fit. Don't let any outside sources. Because I've heard outside sources say, well, you can't do this because it make no sense, or this and that, and boom, I did it myself. Some cases I took my L. Yeah. Some cases I took my win. But assess it for yourself, because you can't make other persons fear define you.
True.
Yeah.
That is a bar.
Yeah.
Can't make other persons fear define you, bro.
Yeah. So yeah, look into it yourself and just get everything aligned. The person behind the camera asked a question or made a statement like most Jamaicans perceive mentors as persons who have riches, who have the flashy car, who have the flashy life, who have everything together. Perfect. Quotations again, perfect. In a way, the person behind the camera is saying that a mentor can not necessarily be perfect, but has a certain mentality. I don't agree with that fully, to be honest. I hope I said it right. I don't agree with that fully. Why I don't agree with that fully?
Mm-hmm.
I listen to hip hop music a lot. You're gonna understand where this come from. You see a rapper when he starts off and he has a small chain, he's blowing up. When he makes his first album, he buys a chain to commemorate that album. That's a trophy right there.
Mm-hmm.
If you are going after success, you have to have trophies to show that this is what I am going after. This is what it is. This is where I'm coming from. This is what's going on. Second album, a bigger, more extravagant chain. If the album blows up, more jewelry. That's how they demonstrate that I am the man in this. Right? Third album, you buy a AP. Right? I personally believe that you need to demonstrate. You don't necessarily need to flex, because people can call you humble if they know you and they know where you're coming from, but you need to have trophies to show that this is what it is. Where I want to be in my life first. Actually, I can talk about it after for him. I don't necessarily need the jewelry, right? But I need a trophy to can say, all right, this is where I am. Other day I watched a episode with Wayne Marshall, who was talking to Damian Crawford and Dexter Daps. And Dexter Daps said that in his community, I don't remember his community name, Town, up there, so yeah. He said that a guy in this community had like a bimmer. If a man is going to school, he sees the bimmer and his wife is on the bimmer. So one day, that was that person's, it might not have been that person's trophy, but Dexter Daps perceive it as that guy's, as a trophy. Eventually, he's at a place in his life where he can get the bimmer. So you need to can demonstrate, say, hey, this is what's going on. You don't need to flex, but it needs to be normal for you, but everybody else say, wow. Again, the rappers buy the chain and they build a custom chain because we can build it now and I can show. Any thoughts, sir? Sorry about that, it was too long. Any thoughts?
Yeah, thoughts. I don't know if I agree or disagree with any I told. But my opinion is different. I believe that persons find it hard to find good mentors in Jamaica. It's not that they don't want mentors. It's hard to gain access to mentors.
You can pause a little bit.
No. Voila. People, if you realize in our culture right now, people idolize scammers mainly. Why? Because they have the trophies that Carl's talking about. Mm-hmm. They have the thing that persons can see and be like, why am I do work? You on the right track. XYZ. But persons otherwise who in the corporate world don't necessarily make themselves as accessible because of the segregation between a certain type of personality. Call it prejudice. Classism. And because of that segregation, persons who are on the receiving end of the segregation from persons on the higher end, mm-hmm. they find it hard to differentiate themselves from their surrounding and break through. because they can differentiate themselves in their own mind and in their own immediate circle. But the person who are on the other side of the spectrum look over and just see one type of color. Yeah, either green or orange.
Wow.
You see me? And
Or blue and red.
blue and red. And because of that, it kind of hard for persons reach out to person to mentor them, because a lot of Jamaicans don't share their success stories. The persons at Jamaica who share their success stories are persons like, I would say, Terry Carell, Kalila Reynolds.
Oh, yes.
You see them journey, but how for them things set up, it depends on a wider scale. They're a public figure. So it's not like they'll always have time to mentor someone. Kalila Reynolds tried to do a mentorship program with Lee Chin to give more persons access, and that worked out perfectly. That was the perfect example to showcase that it's not a case that Jamaicans don't want mentors. It's a case where young Jamaicans don't have access to mentors.
And they don't see and they only see a certain type of person and they take those as their mentors. My thought on it is this.
Mm-hmm.
We have access to social media and internet. You can't limit yourself to just a Jamaican mentor.
True. However,
this guy, I take Alex Harmozy as my mentor. I take Career Colin as my mentor. I take Orange John as my mentor. Based on everything that they show, they don't know me, but I see them, and I understand where I see them. It's not a super fun, but I see what they are doing, and I appreciate it, and I try to implement it in my life. Right?
Question: those mentors that you're seeing, are those mentor persons who guide you in a career path, or are those mentors who guide you in an entrepreneurship path?
Career Colin, Harmozy, entrepreneurship, and Orange John, both.
All right. So Career Colin now, I understand Career Colin because how Career Colin gives advice, it can be applied in Jamaica in some sense, but not in all sense. Because persons in Jamaica receive information and act differently towards it than persons in America. You can approach different audiences the same way, expect to get the same results. Which is why I feel like it's more important to have a Jamaican-based mentor than someone who is overseas, because someone who is overseas don't understand the barriers of entries that Jamaican have. We need someone who understand that barrier, understand the system, have connections within the local system, and can give advice about that system. Majority of the information we're seeing online is about the US system, the US market, the US this, the US that.
Everything for US, sorry.
What about Jamaica? Jamaica doesn't have that platform.
We don't have much positive mentors that we have access to.
Exactly, and that is the
I can
issue.
admit that, yeah. I can admit that.
And if you think about it, look at a lot of the podcasts in Jamaica, a lot of the major podcasts in Jamaica, they're focused around entertainment.
Guys, the niche, little. We are the niche.
Yeah. Like, I see like a few persons who are doing something similar to this, what we're doing. But they're not getting the exposure that the persons who are focused on the entertainment industry is getting. Not because the information isn't good, but because if there's a market for this in Jamaica, it's not seen, it's not well known. You don't know how to attack that market, because the main thing that drives Jamaica is tourism and entertainment.
And then I can say this again, if persons in corporate had or have trophies to show, persons will look at them more. Person behind the camera is saying that in corporate there is really no demand to be flashy, because I used the hip hop context earlier. There is no demand to be out there like that. In hip hop, you have to be, it's either you're doing it or you're capping. In corporate, a person might have multiple investments, he might have different houses, a lot of things going on that's not necessarily out there. My thing about it is this, and I will say it. You see how Jamaica is running. Prove to the young people that they can have it all. Be the positive role model. It all comes down to that for me. Be the positive role model that they can see. I don't remember this lawyer, Jamaican lawyer, and he had on a Cartier watch. And I was flipping through and I'm like, what? You know the price of Cartier, right? I was like, okay. And from there I saw the Cartier, I said, all right, is that true? It's a two-way street, It's a two-way thing, rather. I think that most Jamaicans don't look for positive role models. Sorry, guys, if I offend you, but that's what I think. Opinion here. I think that most persons who have the potential to be mentors or positive role models don't try to reach out. It come back to what we spoke about the last time. You reach up higher and you insulate yourself. You insulate yourself to such a point that you know want to look at people them know what really are going on.
And I feel like it's a case where in Jamaica, just like I said before, majority of person don't look for positive role models.
Mhm.
But that's the majority of persons that we are seeing on social media and I live up to a certain life. It's just like negativity. It's being promoted more than
So that is true.
positivity. That doesn't mean that it's more. It's just the perception of being more.
Mhm.
Because persons who want a positive role model, someone to groom them in the right way and
No
lift them
Diddy.
up. No Diddy. And lift them up in terms of career development. They don't know where to search for this person. The best place to look is LinkedIn. And because everyone on LinkedIn get a million DMs from everybody trying to sell them something, that's the hardest place to look. Right? You can find someone, yes. But will you really be seeing that person, like genuinely interacting with that person? That is the question. Well, is that person willing to accept any mentor? That's also another question.
What are you willing to give to that person for them to accept you as a mentor?
That's on our way, but
No, Diddy. But
it's a case where
your time, sometimes you have to sacrifice your time. Reach out the person and say, this is what I am, this is who I am, this is what I want, this is what I can do for you, and I want you to be my mentor. Most Jamaicans are willing to do that. Really.
we're not.
They are not.
I'm going to say we because I'm a Jamaican, even though I would go the extra mile, I'm still going to be inclusive with this rather than exclusive.
Yes or no? I am not. Oh my.
I believe that Carl is right. Sometimes you need to reach out to person and be different. Don't just try to send the same email to 100 persons and expect someone to be like, sure, hop on board, buddy. I'm going to teach you how to be successful. It doesn't work like that.
You remind me, other day, we spoke about career calling. I reached out to career calling. He said he just post something to ask him anything. I asked a question and I asked, I want you to be my mentor. He said more link the mentorship program. Like guys who are seeing the podcast now, who are at a place in their life, try do that. We can't even try to do it still on about. Try do it because people out there want mentors.
True.
Right.
And sometimes, yeah, you have to pay for mentorship, but I believe the best mentorships come free. I believe that because when it comes down to a paid mentorship, I understand why people have paid access to mentorship.
Because if you really want, you're gonna spend your money.
And then don't really want to waste any time on persons who don't willing to. People take it more seriously when they spend a lot of money because it shows you're committed and you're dedicated.
You take it more seriously most of the time when you spend money.
Yeah, that is true. But you can also find mentors out there who don't offer a lot. You can find mentors out there who are not as famous as Career Colin, as Alex Hormozy. Just a regular guy. You go on LinkedIn and you see him. You look on him page, you see him at one company, 2002 agent, 2005 supervisor, 2010 manager. You just be like, how far this guy is going? When you look, all of a sudden, he's the regional director. He's the regional manager for Digicel or something. You're going to reach out to that person and be like, I've seen your growth from 2002. I love it.
Or you see the person, you know the person, because I know someone who was a potential to be a mentor, was in a job, saw that they needed more growth in their life, in their financial life and professional life. And while they're in the job, they did a course, the name people completely. So a person that I know. And if you're smart and you see persons like that in your life, you can use them as a mentor. Your friends can be your mentors, guys. A lot of persons look at it like but if a person is excelling and they're doing it right, you do your little research and say, all right, I'm going to do it right. They can be your mentor.
Our friends can be a mentor. I make a think so much chop at the board. Because then see their friend do it right and then be like, yo, me G.
Wow. True.
Where you get that?
True.
Show me how do that. Where you tell the person say, because me I go chop somebody. I saw them do it, bro. Yo, man, they not afraid to see their friend and ask their friend how you do that. set that link there. But you're afraid to do it in our workplace.
You have to ask. You have to ask. You have to
You have
ask.
to ask.
The persons that I work with, they know. I ask for the I want. Don't shy. We don't shy any at all.
True.
You see me? I'm a question things. Y'all know. Right? You know my coworkers. Y'all know what it is. So in terms of a mentor-mentee relationship, guys, we're gonna talk about how the relationship is balanced and maintained. My experience with a mentor was a female. Miss Dan Marie Latouche, I call her name. She's nice. Right? And I volunteered with her when she was doing something. And it was amazing. She was so encouraging. She gave me opportunities. Right? Anything that came up, she told me about it. She was extremely encouraging to do certain things. I did not do them still, I know, but the encouragement was beautiful and I loved it. And I respect that lady to this day. A long time I talk to her still. Mr. Touche, right here. Love you. Yeah. But yeah, it was awesome. And like who she was, who she is, I respect her a whole lot. I mean, I really respect and like people too tough. Sorry. Keep that. Yeah. So I respected and I loved her, right? So it was a very positive. Who she was and who she is mesh with who I want to be. And I realize this personally, as young men, we always try to find a male mentor. Bro, women are beautiful.
You don't say.
Women are
I couldn't
beautiful.
have guessed.
Female mentors are are amazing and can be just as effective as male mentors. Right? Don't discriminate. Right? If someone is in a space, she made me respect and appreciate voluntary work and where it can bring me. Right? So all of that, she taught me discernment in terms of dealing with persons as well. Taught me a whole lot. So yeah, you just have to find someone who you can mesh with personally. Then you can move forward from there and have that relationship. And note, her mentorship was not necessarily a business mentorship. It was like a real mentorship type of thing, real big sister type of thing. And it was amazing, right? So yeah, so that was my experience. And it was, as I said, it was amazing. One of the persons that I'm glad I met. Glad is alive and glad who I met. So yeah. So you have to appreciate and try to find that connect, right? With your mentor. Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, facts, big facts.
And if you look for a mentor, as the person behind the camera said, your goals and beliefs have to align. How you look at life, how you guys view life has to align. It doesn't have to have a perfect synergy, but that person should be able to respect your time, your boundaries, and your flexibility.
Yes. And in terms of that person should promote growth.
Yep.
That person should promote growth. They should not be, if everything bad is going on in terms of your work life and your life, that person should be the one that you can say, this person promoted growth. This person encouraged me to do something, right? This person encouraged me to update my skills. This person encouraged me to shift from there to there. This person was a soundboard for certain ideas. So a person like that. And once you have a person like that in your corner, you can assess yourself. You can have positive career growth. Not just career growth, you can have positive career growth. You can be a change maker in your organization.
True.
Right? So guys, yeah, that is it. Any other thoughts today?
Be strong.
Yeah. Well, yeah, be strong.
Be strong. Be resilient.
Yeah.
Set your boundaries. Stick to them.
I work off time.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
And remember, career, purpose, truth.